Hello again, this is Margot Tripsa. This is tutorial number 5 of the orientation module, and this is the second part of the G Suite must-know tutorial. In this tutorial, I will share critical aspects of using Google Drive as a productivity tool. I will share how to stay organized if you use Google Drive, how to collaborate, and how to use Google Drive offline. Google Drive is your launchpad for productivity in G Suite. That means you can create docs, slides, forms, drawings, but you can also store any kinds of files. You can store Microsoft files or you can store audio, video, any kinds of files. Google Drive provides you with access to cloud-based storage, and the awesome part is the fact that you have unlimited storage with your school email. Google for Education is free. You can access all of your files in your Drive anywhere and on any device once you logged on into your account. To access your Google Drive, you can just go to Google and then access the Google menu, and then you click on the icon that says Drive, and this will take you to your Drive. And this content is actually what's stored online in the cloud. If you have synced your cloud account to your MacBook, then you will have the same content in both places if you synced everything. My advice for you in terms of staying organized would be to create folders for each school year separately. And then inside each folder, you can have different folders for different subjects. You can even access and work with your files in Drive when you don't have an internet connection. To enable offline access to Google Drive, first you need to click on the gear found at the top of your screen, and then click on Settings. And then if you check this box, it will allow you to access your files online. And if you create documents or if you make changes, as soon as you have internet connection, it will automatically be synced together. So you will have the same things on your device and in the cloud. In the previous tutorial, I showed you how to drag content into Google Drive in case you maybe don't want to use your flash drive and you want to have your files available to you in the cloud. Now I want to show you another way to upload documents or folders. You go to New and then it says File Upload. If you want to upload a file, but if you want to upload an entire folder, you have that option too. And then you can go to the desktop or to your flash drive and upload it into your Google Drive. If you go to New, you will see the different type of files you can create: docs, sheets, slides, and don't forget about this tab, so you can create also forms, drawings, and other type of files. And also, something important, you can download any of them. If you go to the 3 little dots, which says More Actions, you will see that it says Download. So now you can even download an entire folder. To learn how to color code your folders, you right-click on the folder and then you go to Change Color, and then you can choose a different color for your folder. Collaboration is at the heart of G Suite. You can share a folder with somebody or a document. If you want to share an entire folder, you need to remember that everything that's inside the folder or everything that you will add in the future to the folder will automatically be shared with the person who you shared the folder initially with. You can either go to the person or the link. If you go there, then you just type in that person's email, and then you can also select the level of access that you want them to have. You can allow them to organize, add and edit, or just view only. Now I will show you what it looks like when you share just a Google document with somebody. If I have this document, for instance, I go to this icon and then it already tells me who I already shared the document with, and then type in the email address and then go to this tab. If you check this first option, they have full editing access. If you just want them to make comments, then you choose the second option, or maybe if you want them to view, they will not be able to make any changes to the document. If you go to advanced, you can see who has access to the document. Anyone who has the link can view, like I mentioned in the previous tutorial. By default, this option is checked. Anyone at Vision International School with the link can view. If you do not share the document with anybody, It is private, nobody can see it. If you think you want to share the document with other people who might not have a Viscator email, I advise you to choose this option, anyone with a link. But they will not see it unless you share the document with them. To make sure there's no confusion, I just wanted to emphasize the fact that if you want to make a document available to the parents, maybe through Plus Portals or through ClassDojo, they will not have access to it unless you go to Advanced and change it from anyone at Viscator with the link can see it to anyone with the link. That way, if you share the link with your parents who don't have a Viscator email address, they will be able to view the document. Each time a file is shared with you, you will get an email letting you know that someone has given you access to a certain file, and the same thing happens when you share files or folders with your students. They receive an email, and that's how they know there's something new that they can add to their drive. So if you share something with your students, it will show up in Shared with Me. What they need to do is go to Share with Me, and then they need to move it into their drive. I have here a couple of projects that my students shared with me. So what I need to do if I want to have it in my drive, I need to go Add to Drive, either from here or right click and Add to My Drive. And from there, I can save it into a specific folder. So for instance, I will show you maybe this document. I go here and then it says Organize. If you go quickly to Organize, then you have a chance to place it into the folder you want. It is very important with Google Drive to stay organized, and there's a way to do it by placing files into specific folders so you can find them later. Now I am in the Shared with Me section. I go back to my drive, and then if I want to search for specific files, I can use this search tab. What is also very useful to know is that if you go to the drop down menu, you can search for specific file type. So you can go to the drop down menu and then choose the type of file you want to find. You can also further narrow your search by inserting keywords into the text box. So if I want to search for schedule, all the documents that have the word in the title or inside them will show up. And finally, a cool tip. I really love this one, and it works with all the Google apps. If, for instance, I want to put this one in the trash, and it says undo quickly, so you have a couple seconds to change your mind and recover it without having to go to your trash. I'll show it to you again. So if I want to put this one into the trash and I change my mind, then I have a couple seconds to undo it. If you liked this feature, I will show you how to enable undo send for your email. You go to the gear button and then settings, and then you need to look for undo send, check the box, and you can even set the cancellation period. So it's cool because even if you send an email, you have time to cancel an email you sent. There's one more thing I need to cover in this tutorial, which is offline. To be able to work offline is very easy. You go to settings again, and then you just make sure you check the box offline, and then done. I hope you learned at least a few important tips and tricks in this tutorial. See you next time.